All right, welcome everybody. Can everybody see and hear me now? Okay, so we're gonna get started. All right, so this practice will be a vinyasa practice. I'm just gonna lower this down so we can see the mat. This class will be 60 minutes in length. I have a block and a strap there, but you don't need those things necessarily. There we go. All right, my friends, sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you guys for your patience. This is new for all of us teachers. Normally we're in a classroom with all of you, and now we are in our homes doing this virtual studio thing. So thanks again for your patience. This will be a vinyasa practice, an intermediate class. This class will go for 60 minutes. And again, if you want, you can use a block and a strap, but you don't need those things. Thanks for joining, everybody. All right, we're gonna get started. We're gonna start standing. So then come to the top of your mat. Let your feet be hips width distance apart. You're gonna stay there. I'm gonna turn to face you. And then close your eyes. Bring all the attention now to the soles of your feet. Bring your attention now to the 3 points on each foot that are making contact with the ground, your heels. Your big toe mounds and your pinky toe mounds. Now lift all 10 toes up off the ground, fan them wide, and then let them float down onto the earth. Bring your attention now to the arches of your feet and feel the pada bandha, the foot lock, lifting up. Let that lifting up feeling slide up your legs, hugging the muscles of your leg against the bone. Lift the kneecaps up. As you do that, you're gonna feel the quads engage. Keep all that together in the legs, and then lift the pelvic floor up toward the body, like you had to pee and you were holding it in. Mula Bandha, the root lock. Now lift your belly in and upward slightly for Uddiyana Bandha, the upward flying belly lock. Keep all of that together. And then without doing anything physically, feel the area around the heart soften. Inhale, reach your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, roll the shoulders down the back, away from the ears. Let's do that again. Inhale, shoulders rise up, and exhale, they fall. Let that falling fall down the arms to the fingers. Let the fingers reach actively toward the ground. And then inhale, get tall. Lift up through the crown of your head, keeping your chin parallel to the earth. The eyes are closed, the breath is long. Let's breathe together. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Good, blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, let your palms touch. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Lift your heart to your thumbs, bow your head to your hands. Take a moment, let's set a collective intention to be calm. Whatever that means for you in your life right now. And then release your arms to either side and step to the top of your mat if you're not already. Namaskar. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch, look up to your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your hands in prayer and then get to the ground. Palms are flat, head falls down. Inhale, halfway lift. Either hands on your shins or fingertips on the ground under your shoulders. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Use your toes to move your body forward as you lower for Chaturanga Dandasana. Squeeze the elbows in to touch the ribs. And then inhale, straighten the arms. Lift the heart through the upper arms. Look up to the sky. Lift the knees up, upward dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to walk out your dog. Pedal your heels gently left and right. Nod your head gently, yes and no. And move your body in a way that feels right to you right now. And then once you've moved around a little bit, find some stillness. Look back at your feet. Your feet are hips-width distance apart. Bend your knees a smidge and lift your hips up toward the sky. And then straighten the legs, drop the heels toward the ground. The head falls down. Let's take 2 long breaths together here. Inhale deeply. Exhale 1. Inhale deeply. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 3. Eyes look forward. Step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, touch the ground, head falls down. Inhale to the sky, palms touch overhead, look up to the thumbs. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, release your arms to either side. Again, inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, touch the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. 3 breaths right here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Eyes look forward. Step or float your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, touch the ground. Inhale to the sky, palms touch, look up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Good. More flow this time. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, lift your heart. Exhale, Adho Mukha, hips to the sky. 3 long breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Eyes look forward. Step or float your feet to the top of your mat, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, last Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. 3 breaths. Listen for the sound of your own breath. Let the sound of your breath draw you in, away from the outside world and into your inner world. Exploring expanse within. Eyes look forward. Step or float your feet forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, palms touch, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar B. Feet touch. Sit down like you're sitting into a chair. Arms reach up, palms touch. Big breath in, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, touch the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, lift your heart. And exhale, Adho Mukha, Svanasana. Right foot steps forward, rise up to Warrior 1. We'll pause in this first Warrior 1. Root down through your back foot, through the heel, the pinky toe mound, and the big toe mound. Then bend your right knee, stack it over your ankle, and get tall through your side body. Arms to the sky or palms touch. Big breath and eyes on the thumbs. Exhale, hands touch the ground, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. This time, rise up to Virabhadrasana Ekam. So again, for your feet, root down through your back foot. Feel the heel, pinky toe, and big toe. And your toes are pointed toward the front right corner of your mat. Bend your left knee, stack it over your ankle. Get tall through the side body. Arms can be parallel or palms touch. Breath in. Exhale, hands touch the ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths here in your down dog. Listen now for your breath. When we practice at home, sometimes there can be sounds that we don't hear when we're in the yoga studio together. View these not as distractions, but rather as mindfulness bells. Mindfulness bells to bring you back to this moment. Eyes look forward, step or float the feet forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale to the chair, Utkatasana. Rise to stand, release your arms. More fluid this time. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward, rise up, Virabhadrasana Ekam, Warrior 1. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left foot steps forward, this time rise up, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe with me now. 3 breaths. Let the breath be long and deep. Eyes look forward. Step or float the feet forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, touch the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale to the chair, Utkatasana. Rise to stand, release your arms to either side. We'll take a standing side bend now. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, interlace your fingers, like this. Squeeze the palms together and draw the elbows in toward your face. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, up and over to the right side of your mat. Push your hips to the left and core your body to the right. Look up underneath your left arm. 2 long breaths here. Breathe into the whole left side body. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, float up. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, get tall. And exhale up and over to the other side of your mat. Push your hips to the right as your body cores to the left and looks skyward underneath your right arm. Breathe long, deep breaths here into the spaces between the right ribs. Long breath. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, float up. Either leave your arms overhead for your back bend, or you can modify by bringing your hands into your back pockets, draw elbows together, lift the heart straight up, and then gently take your back bend. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Inhale, rise to standing. From here, we're going to take a forward fold. Lift the heart, look to the sky. Step your feet hips width distance apart. And then lift the heart, exhale, forward fold. Put your belly on your thighs. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes, Yoga Toga, Pada Gustasana. Let the thumb rest on the first 2 fingernails and root down through the inner balls of the feet and the heels. Inhale, straighten arms, look forward. Exhale, fold head falls down. Let the elbows bend out to the sides of your mat. And then find space between your ears and your shoulders. Relax your shoulders away. Keep the belly glued to the thighs and start to lift the hips gently skyward. If your hamstrings are tight like mine, there'll be a bend in the knees. 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 2. Inhale, straighten your arms, look forward. This time, slide your hands under your feet. Walk your toes all the way up to the wrists. This is an important counter stretch for all those vinyasas that we just did. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, fold, head falls down. Still a bend in the elbows out to the sides of the room. You can bring a little weight into the balls of your feet. Giving your wrists a little space, finding a calmness in the wrists, releasing any compression you might have built up there. Long breath. Let the head be heavy like a bowling ball. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands on the ground in preparation for Bakasana, our first arm balance. Spread your fingers wide. Bend your knees, touch your knees to your upper arms. Option 1, you can stay here in this prep position. Option 2, squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Shift forward, stack your elbows over your wrists. Look forward past your mat. Lift one foot and then 2 feet. We'll breathe here for 3, 2, 1, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart, look up, and exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Let's do 3 breaths here. Steady your breath. Eyes look forward, step or float the feet forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale to the sky, palms touch, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to heart, Samasti. Sit down in the chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder. Take the Parsva here. 2 long breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Lifting your heart to your thumbs. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 2. Eyes look down at your right big toe. Step your left foot back, come into a twisted lunge. Long breath. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Spin open to your left, warrior 2. 2 breaths here in warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Straighten your right leg, triangle pose. Reach the right arm forward, and then windmill your arms. Right arm down, left arm to the sky. Look up. Get long on the underside of your body. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, rise up. Keep that front leg straight. Reach the right arm overhead, look to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Rise up, Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand to your left hip. Get your right fingertips ready. If you'd like some height here, you can use a block under the hand. Otherwise, you're going to tent your hand. Fingertips to the ground under your right shoulder. Left arm to the sky. Eyes lock on a still point on the ground or up at your left thumb. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Twist this same pose. Left hand to the ground under left shoulder. Square the hips to the ground. Push out with your back heel and lift that leg up. Right arm to the sky. Look up to your right thumb. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Bakasana. Plant the hands on the ground. Climb up on the upper arms. Tip the body forward. Elbows stacked over wrists for 3. Lift the feet up toward your butt. 2. And 1. Step or float back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 long breaths. Eyes look forward. Step or float the feet forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, touch the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale to the chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, this time we're gonna twist to the left. Bring your right elbow on the outside of that left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Lift your heart to your thumbs. 2 breaths like this, Parsvadrishti. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Sit down if you want to feel some more fire in your legs. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Eyes lock on your left big toe this time. Step your right foot back, come into a twisted lunge. Parvita Parsvakonasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Open to your right this time. Come into warrior 2. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Reach the left arm forward. And then windmill your arms. Eyes look up to your right thumb. Get long on the underside of your torso. Breath in. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, rise up with a straight front leg, left arm overhead like a rainbow. Look to the sky, feel space on the left side body. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Inhale, rise up, right hand to your right hip, left fingertips ready for Ardha Chandrasana. Land your left hand under your left shoulder. Right arm to the sky, lock your eyes on a still point. Breath in. Breath out, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Right hand to the ground under your right shoulder. Keep that right heel lifting up toward the sky, but drop the right hip down like a warrior 3. Left arm to the sky. Open up, look up to your left thumb. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, Bakasana a final time. Spread the fingers wide, bring the knees up high on the upper arms. Tip your body forward. You gotta get the elbows over the wrist to get that lift. Lift Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha like we did earlier in mountain pose for 3. Lift up. 2. Step and float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the ground, take your hips to your heels, child's pose. Take a moment of rest here. Let the hips drop heavy toward the heels. Let the forehead rest on the ground. Long, deep breath. Curl the toes under, lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Eyes look forward, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, full touch the ground. Inhale to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We'll do a couple sitting balancing postures here. The key to every balance pose is to lock your eyes on a still point. So imagine a solid beam of energy from your eyeball to that point on the ground a few feet in front of your mat or straight ahead at the horizon. We'll start with the tree pose. Root down now through your left foot. Feel the heel, the pinky toe mound, and the big toe mound rooting to the ground. Bend your right knee, take your right knee out to the right side of your mat. You can have your foot on your ankle, your calf, or hoist your foot above your knee to your thigh. Bring your hands to your heart. Reach your arms to the sky. Lock your gaze and breathe with me. Tree pose reminds us to be like trees, equally grounded and stable in the earth, but equally reaching up toward the clouds, toward boundlessness and our limitless potential. Bring your hands to your heart. and your right foot to the ground. Switching sides. Root down now through your right foot. The heel, the pinky toe mound, the big toe mound. Bend your left knee. Take your left knee out toward the left side of your mat. Foot against your ankle, your calf, or your thigh. Once you're there, hands to your heart center. And then reach your branches up toward the sun. Relax the shoulders. Keep the gaze steady and breathe with me. Feel yourself like a tree, taking the middle path between stability and structure and boundless freedom. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Both feet touch the ground. We'll take eagle pose now, Garudasana. Start with your feet together. Sit down like you're sitting into chair pose. So bend your knees and sit down. Option one, we'll do it once on each side. We'll do the modification first, and then we'll do the full posture. So modified eagle first. Right elbow on the bottom, like you're giving yourself a big bear hug, reaching back for your scapula, your shoulder blades. Sit down in the chair, and then cross the right leg over the left. Tap the toe to the ground. We'll breathe together here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Release your arms and rise to stand. We'll stay on that same side this time. Sit down again. This time, cross at the elbows and cross again at the wrists. Bring the palms together to touch. And then wrap the right leg around the left leg. Tuck the toes all the way around back. Now, peel your right hip back. Lift your elbows up off your heart. Let's breathe here. 3 breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Inhale, arms overhead like you're flying your eagle pose. And then exhale, paint a circle around your body. We'll switch sides. Sit down like you're sitting into a chair. This time it's the left elbow that's on the bottom. Cross the left leg over the right. Do the toe tap here. We'll all take the modification together. First, inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Rise to stand, release your arms. We'll do the same side again, a full eagle pose. Sit down like you're sitting into the chair. Left elbow on the bottom, and then wrap your hands around. If you can, get the palms to touch, get the fingertips in one line. And this time, wrap the left leg around the right leg. Peel the left hip back. Lift the elbows up and breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale completely. Lift your arms overhead, fly your eagle. And then reach your arms down, exhale. Good, step to the top of your mat. We're gonna sit down back into chair pose. Inhale here. And exhale, forward fold. This time, reach your hands behind your legs. Reach for opposite elbows. Let the head fall down. Feel the belly and the thighs glued together. The head is heavy. Take 3 breaths right here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Can you release your head completely now? Inhale. And exhale, 3. Reach your hands to the ground, step back, plank pose. Hold your plank pose. We're gonna breathe together here. So push down equal weight through the palms, push out through your heels and draw your navel in toward the spine. Feel the whole body strong. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Body is powerful. Inhale. Exhale to soften your jaw. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Step your feet together at the back of your mat. Roll to the left foot, reach the right arm to the sky, Vashisthasana. Look up to your right thumb. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Step your right foot in front of your hips. So you want your right knee stacked over your right ankle. And then lift the hips up toward the sky and reach that right arm overhead against your ear. 2 breaths right here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Good. Restack your feet. Bring your hands to the ground. Find your plank pose. We'll take 1 breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Feet together at the back of your mat. Roll to the right foot this time. Reach your left arm to the sky. Finding Vashisthasana. Eyes look up to your left thumb. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, 2. Step your left foot in front of your hips so that your knee is stacked over your ankle, and then lift the hips up toward the sky. Let that left arm hug against your ear. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Good. Restack your feet. Vashisthasana. Hands to the ground. This time lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 long breaths in your down dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Drop your knees to the ground, hips to your heels, child's pose. We'll take a little stretch here for the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades. We'll take rabbit pose, Sasangasana. Bring your knees together. Reach your hands back for full child's pose. And then hold on to your heels with your hands. Bring the top of your head onto the ground. And walk your knees in as far as they'll go toward your forehead without pain. Now lift your hips up toward the sky, keeping hold of your heels, and you'll feel a big stretch in the upper back. Take 3 long breaths right here. Listen for your breath. Let the hips drop down, bring the forehead to the ground. Relax your arms, full child's pose. Reach your arms, come onto your belly, and put 1 cheek on the ground. Release your arms. We'll take a couple belly down, back bending postures here. Before we get started, just take a moment to relax. Glide over your body. So just as the space between the notes creates the song, these moments of pause, of space between the postures, is the practice. Let your whole body relax here. Give yourself permission to be awake and still. Okay, we'll take a couple belly down, back bends here. Bring your forehead to the ground. Bring your palms face down and reach your arms a little bit away from your body like airplane wings. Bring your legs together, your feet touch, legs are zipped up. Exhale, press the hips down. Inhale, lift your head up, lift your heart up, your arms up, your legs up. Shalabhasana. Good. Lift up here like you're flying to the sky. Lift up for 3, up, 2, lift up, and 1. Relax your arms. Put the other cheek on the ground. Take 2 long breaths. Soften your glutes. Soften your face. relax your body. Take that same posture, bring the forehead to the ground. This time, interlace your fingers together behind your back. Straighten the arms if you can. Draw the legs together. Exhale, press the hips down. Inhale, head up, heart up, arms up, legs up. Try to lift the hands up off the sacrum if you can. And then imagine that someone is reaching those arms toward the back of the room. Lift up for 3. Up, 2, up, and 1. Relax your body down. Put the other cheek on the ground with the whole body relaxed now. Softening your body. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Send your hips to your heels. Child's pose, Balasana. And then lift your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. A moment here in your downward facing dog to find your breath. And then eyes look forward. Step your right foot between your hands and drop your left knee to the ground. Bring your hands to your hips and sit up for a moment here in proposal pose. And then actively sink your hips down and forward. Let the right knee go past the right ankle a little bit. And let that back leg be more of an arch shape. Option 1, hands to your thigh. Option 2, hands to your heart. Option 3, arms overhead. Lift the heart up toward the sky. Reach the arms up and back. Eventually the arms will go behind your ears. Breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale, 1. While you're gazing up toward the sky, take a moment right now and ask the universe for what it is that you need right now. Welcome it into your heart. Inhale, rise up. Bring your hands to the ground. Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Stack your left hip over your left knee. Flex the foot. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, forward fold. If you have really tight hamstrings, here's a place where you could use a block under your hands for support. Long, fluid breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, plant that right foot on the ground. And then toe your right foot to the right side of your mat. Bring both hands on the inside of that foot. Look down at your left hand. Left wrist, elbow, shoulders stacked in one line. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right thigh and press your right knee out toward the right. Take a little hip opener here. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, look over your shoulder. Find that back foot with your right hand and draw your heel in toward the hips. Then everybody sink the hips down and forward. Let's breathe together. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Without slingshotting, release that back foot down mindfully. Both hands on the inside of your foot. Rest that right foot flat on the ground. We're going to move to Skandasana. I'm going to come onto the ball of the right foot and then sit the right hip on the right heel. Lift the left toes up toward the sky. Option 1, fingertips to the ground. Option 2, hands to your heart. Sit up tall. Breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Bring your hands to the ground. Spin to face the front of your mat. Hands frame your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Eyes look forward. Left foot steps between your hands. Drop your right knee to the ground. Take a moment here in proposal pose first, and then sink your hips actively down and forward for Anjaneyasana. Hips sink down, heart will lift up. Hands to thighs, heart, or reach the arms to the sky. Let the arms go behind your ears. Let the breath be long. Feel your heart open and look to the sky. This time, offer up what it is that you have to give right now. How can you support your community through these hard times? How do you show up in the world? Inhale, rise up. Bring your hands to the ground under your shoulders. Straighten your left leg. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, bow, fold over the left leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, if you'd like, you can have a block under your hands. Let the face be soft. Let the head be heavy. Peel the left hip back toward the back of your mat and breathe. Eyes look forward. Plant that left foot flat on the ground and bring both hands on the inside of your foot. Toe heel your left foot so your left pinky toe is touching the edge of your mat, and look down at your right hand. Wrist, elbow, shoulders stacked in one line. Left hand comes to the inside of the left thigh. Now look over your left shoulder. Option 1, you stay right here. Option 2, pick up that back foot and start to draw your heel in toward the hips, then sink the hips down and forward. Let's breathe together now. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Release that back foot mindfully to the ground. Bring both hands on the inside of your left foot. Plant the left foot flat on the ground. We're going to move now to Skandasana. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Sit the left sitting bone on your heel. Reach the right toes up toward the sky. Option 1, fingertips on the ground. Option 2, hands to your heart center. Lock your eyes on a still, non-moving point. Breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Bring both hands to the ground. Spin to face the front of your mat. Step right back into downward facing dog. Take a few long breaths here. Gently nod your head yes and no. Open your mouth to release your jaw. Spin the outer edges of the armpits down toward the ground. Finding an external rotation in the upper arms. Let the heels drop toward the ground. All right, eyes look forward. We're going to move to Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, King Pigeon Pose. Step your right knee behind your right thumb. Drop the left knee to the ground. Look down at your right femur and make sure that it's parallel to the right side of your mat. If your hips are tight in line, bring your heel in toward your groin. If your hips are more open, you can be more adventurous and bring that front shin more parallel to the front of your mat. Drop the hips toward the ground. If this right hip is high up off the ground, take your block or a towel or a blanket and just wedge it underneath it there. Try to get all 5 toenails of the back foot onto the ground. Put the fingertips on the ground, lift the heart up and look up to the sky. And then exhale, gently forward fold, belly down, heart down, head down. You can either make a pillow for your head with your hands or reach your arms out. I like to turn my palms up because it helps me to relax. Take 3 long breaths here. Soften in the hips, let the hips sink down, soften the face. With care, bring your hands back under your shoulders. Gently lift your heart up. Look up toward the sky. You can stay here or grab that back foot. You can hold on to the foot. If you'd like, you can bring your foot into the crook of your elbow. Maybe reach the arm up and back, taking the mermaid pose. And then gently release that back foot down. Bring both hands down, step back into downward facing dog. Long breath here. Eyes look forward, left knee steps behind your left thumb. Mindfully drop the hips closer toward the ground. Start scooting that back foot back and then try to get all 5 toenails of that back foot to touch the ground. Left knee is parallel to the left side of your mat. My foot's in close to my groin because my hips are tight today. Bring the fingertips to the ground under the shoulders and lift the heart through the upper arms like an upward facing dog. Look to the sky. And then gently let the belly down, let the heart down, let the head come down too. You can have a pillow for your head or reach the arms out in front of you. Let's take 3 long breaths here. Let the hands be soft. Let your eyebrows be soft. And then gently walk your hands back towards your body, peeling yourself up off of the earth. Lift the heart, look to the sky. Stay here, or you can reach for that back foot. You can hold onto it, keep the arms straight, or if you'd like, you can slide it into the crook of the elbow. Lift the left arm to the sky. Maybe interlock your fingers. Long breath here for the mermaid pose. And then with care, go ahead and release that back foot down. Come back into downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the ground. Sit back on your heels. Kick your hips off to one side and swing your legs out in front of you. All right, I'm going to turn to face you for this one. We're going to take Vinyasa. So you may want to have a strap if you're new to the bind. If you can bind in this posture, you won't need a strap. I'm going to take the strap behind me in a horseshoe shape just in case I need to use it. Your left leg is parallel to the sides of your mat. Plant your right foot on the ground and bring your right heel in toward the body. Make sure you have weight pressing down through that right foot. Make sure there is space between your right foot and your left thigh. You do not want them touching. Right arm to the sky. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, reach out, hold on to your foot and squeeze the right knee into the shoulder. Option 1, stay here. This is the modification to the pose. Option 2, turn your right thumb down. Wrap the right arm around the outside of your leg. Take your left hand around back and catch hands. Inhale, lift forward. Exhale, fold. So if the hands don't quite meet, that's where you pick up the strap in your hands and then you slowly work the hands closer together on that strap like an extension of the arms. Flex your foot. Draw the navel to the spine and forward fold. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release that strap. Cross your right foot over your left leg for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Your foot's right next to your knee. Inhale, step tall. And exhale, twist to your right. Take your forearm on the outside of that thigh so that your elbow is near your knee and your hand is resting next back to your hip. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, twist your body to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Take long, deep breaths here. Look with your eyes as far as you can toward the back of your mat. Good. Inhale back to center and unfurl your legs. We'll take a gentle forward fold Paschimottanasana. Take a little bend in the knees. Flex the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up, get tall. And then exhale, forward fold over your legs. Hold on to your feet. Bring the fingers into the arches of the feet. Press the thumbs under the base of the big toe mound to press the big toe mounds forward and peel the pinky toe edges of your feet back. Now start to walk your hips back toward the back of your mat. You're looking for sensation but not pain in your legs. Let the head fall down. Take a few long breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release the pose. All right, we'll take that Marichyasana. This time, we're going to bend the left knee. Plant the left foot on the ground. Do it this way for this time. Left foot is flat on the ground. Right leg is straight parallel to the sides of your mat. You're rooting down through your left foot. Draw the heel in close to your hips. If you can, get the heel and the butt to touch. Left arm to the sky. Get tall. And then reach out. Hold on to your right foot. This is the modification right here. You can stay here. Turn your left thumb down and wrap the left arm around the outside of your leg. Take your right hand around the back and clasp your hands together. Inhale, look forward and exhale, forward fold. Try to get that right shoulder toward the earth. Long, deep breath here. Exhaling. We'll take 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale, 1. Inhale deeply. And exhale, 2. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, cross the left foot over the right leg for Ardha Matsyendrasana. On this side, flex your foot. Inhale, get tall. And then twist your body. Take your forearm on the outside of the thigh. Left hand behind you, like a kickstand. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, twist. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, twist. Carve out space for your breath. It's hard to breathe in a twisted posture. Can you still find the space, even when the body's constricted in this way? Inhale back to center and take a little counter stretch to your right. Good. Uncross the leg. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together and then push your feet out in front of you. So not Baddha Konasana, but Tarasana, so you have more of a diamond shape with your legs. Open your feet up like a hook. If you'd like to use a block, you can take your block up on the high heel and rest the forehead on the block like this. Or you can let your face land in your feet. We'll take 3 breaths right here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. This posture is named for Tara, the goddess of compassion. Take a moment just to identify one way you can engage in compassion today toward yourself, or a loved one, or a neighbor. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, release. Okay, draw your knees together. We're going to move now into headstand practice. So if you're new to headstand, you can do it against the wall, or you can practice the yoga mudra posture. So I'm going to show you that first, which is the modification that we're going to take today. You'll come onto your knees. Make sure that your knees are hips width distance apart. Bring the top of the head onto the ground. Hips stack over knees. Interlace your fingers behind your back and lift your arms up overhead. We'll take 3 breaths like this. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Find your child's pose for 1 or 2 breaths. Okay, I'm going to walk you through headstand to Shirshasana. So bring your, if you have a loose shirt like I do, you can tuck it in so it doesn't go into your face. All right, the most important thing is that your elbows are close enough together to have stability in this posture. So I like to hold on to my biceps with my hands and bring the elbows to the ground. This ensures that the elbows are going to stay underneath of the shoulders. Then keep your elbows there, interlace your fingers out in front of you. Place the top of the head on the ground, the back of the head in your hands. Option 1, you can stay right here. Option 2, curl the toes under, lift the hips to the sky, and start to tiptoe your feet towards your body. Right about here, you'll start to feel a weightlessness where you'll feel the hips stacking over the shoulders. You can pull 1 knee into the chest or 2 knees into the chest. Feel the hips stack. You can stay here in this egg shape or start to reach your legs as 1 unit up toward the sky. Press down through the elbows. Draw the navel in. Long, deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Coming down, bring 1 leg down, and then the other come into child's pose. Take a few rounds of breath right here, just let the pressure behind the eyes equalize. And then bring 1 hand up to the neck, and just give yourself a little massage on all those muscles around the spine. I like to kind of dig my fingers into where the skull meets the neck. And then gently lift yourself back up to a seated position. Kick your hips off to one side. Swing your legs out in front of you. We'll take Paschimottanasana. A gentle counter stretch. Just let it be soft. Let the upper body melt into the legs like candle wax. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. All right, so we're going to scoot down onto our backs. Bring your heels about max width distance apart. And then come onto your back. Let the arms fall down next to the sides of your body. Preparing for Shavasana. Let the feet fall left and right. Let your eyes fall closed. And commit now to stillness. Feel now your body relaxing. Soften your toes. Your toes relax. Release. Letting go. Soften the calves and the knees. Relax the thighs and the hips. Feel the belly soften now. Chest easy now. Relax the shoulders into the ground. And feel relaxation flow down through your arms. Even the fingers let go. The throat is soft. The jaw relaxes. Whole body relaxes now. whole body soft. Deepen your breath now. Touch your thumb to your fingers and your fingers to your thumb. And gently roll to one side in a fetal pose. Feel your body alive, your mind calm, and your heart open. Gently press up into a seated position and bring your hands to your heart center. Thanks so much for sharing your day with me. I wish you so much love and light. Namaste. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.